manufacture medical assistive devices, medical compression garments like pantyhose, stockings, knee socks, and so on. But our client is the medical supply store who sells the product. To explain how the traditional process of taking measurements work for compression garments. We have up to 45 measurement points. They typically write it down to a chart table, and then they have to compare with off-the-shelf sizes and dimensions to see if this is a product, a ready-to-wear product, or if it has to be made to measure. They have to configure the product, and then they will order the product. We want to focus on the process of taking measurements, configure and order, and to digitalize this process for our clients. We created an app for iPad only, and we decided to partner with Structure. They're offering an external hardware scanner to the iPad. Also partnered with an US-based company called Lymphatech, and all of this is incorporated in our eShop. And when we start the scan, you get this sort of bounding box, which reduces the area of interest where we have to, where we want to have data from. And we defined 8 steps around the patient. So we go around the patient in 360 degrees, and we always go up and down to bring the scanner real close also to the foot and also to the torso. So this scan process takes about 1 minute. This is, we say 1 minute is a good time for a scan. Separates both legs and the trunk, and I can make settings for each landmark. So I get the right leg first, and I can touch every point, and I can change the point up and down, changing the length. You just move up and down, and you get automatically the correct corresponding diameter. The same is for the left leg, of course. You can do this independently, and the same for the torso. At the end, we give the client an overview about the measurement points, and we do an automatic check whether this is within an off-the-shelf product. And in the end, it's the fitter's decision if this is a off-the-shelf product or if this has to be made to measure. The technology behind, as I said before, we partner with Lymphatech, capturing volume of the human limbs, so arms and legs, capture volume and track the volume over time. Again, we use a structure sensor. They take a scan, in this case, from an arm. And together, we developed that product you've seen in the screenshots before, and it works quite well if you have a nice anatomic shape, and if you have a very uncommon anatomic shape, the fitter can always set this landmark according to what they want. They compared, how so to say, real-world data, and they took fitters, taking scans from that patient and taking measurements from that patient. And you can see in the blue bars, this is the scan variation between different fitters. This is leg landmarks, and we are below 5 millimeters in precision between different fitters. And when comparing the manual measurements, this is the orange bar chart, this is very more variable between the fitters. So with the tool, we get a more consistent way to get measurements from patients. We can do legs and torso, we can do arms, and we can do hands. And you have to convince them that this technology it helps them better than doing the manual measurements.